Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of this video series with Merlin and Nick. This time we're going to be looking at the quality of teaching changing under the new trimester model.
So Nick, how will the trimester model affect the quality of teaching and learning within each course?
So I think one of the most important things is that improving the quality of learning and teaching is absolutely critical to everything we're doing at UNSW, and the trimester model is part of that. So you're going to be studying 3 courses rather than 4 courses in a term. And I think what that does is it gives you the opportunity to concentrate in more depth on a subject and really master it. And there's quite good research that focusing on a smaller number of things and doing those really well really enhances the learning experience. But we're doing a huge amount of redesign of all of our curriculum around creating a really fantastic learning environment. The change in the academic calendar is driving some of that, but we're also really looking at how do we continue to improve the learning experience.
And Nick, are there significant processes in place to make sure that after 2019, when trimesters are implemented for the first time and we're starting to shorten courses, that we can allow for a lot of student feedback to review those first time courses?
Sure, yeah, and I think that's really critical because ultimately it's about your experience. So we're doing a huge amount of work with that now. So there are teams working, pretty much all of our curriculum's being redesigned. We're rethinking all of those types of things. But you know, we've got a real commitment to students as partners as part of our learning philosophy. So we want students to be involved in the design, helping us improve, and continuing to create a better learning experience. So that's baked into the way that we think about how we develop going forward. And it's not just this; it's something that we should be doing for everything.
Absolutely. Our next question submitted is to you, Merlin. How many extra lecturers are planned to be employed for the 2019 model?
So we're very careful to scale up our workforce depending on the number of students. Now the UNSW3 plus model will allow us to, within limits, take on additional students, provide educational opportunities for more people from Australia and around the world, and we will scale up our lecturing workforce to match so that the quality of learning isn't significantly reduced at any stage.
And will class time still remain flexible?
So I don't quite know what that question means. Does that mean you'll get to choose when you do your
yes,
classes?
exactly.
So I think that's definitely going to be the case. So if you're in a large course and they're running lots of streams, you'll still get to choose, and the same way that you do now. I think what I think is because you're doing less subjects, it should be easier for you to do all of your study on a couple of days and really maximise the time that you have on campus. So I think you'll find that your timetable is a lot clearer, and you'll be able to have much clearer pockets in your timetable to go and do group work or go and do work or some of those other things. So that flexibility and giving you choice is something that's really at the heart of all the things that we're trying to do.
And I think for some of the higher level subjects, you have courses that can only be taken in either semester 1 or semester 2.
Sure.
So how will that change under the trimester system?
So you'll know well in advance when the timetabling is. So we're working really hard now to be able to say this is what the timetable looks for 2019, and you'll have that quite soon. But as as demand increases for those courses, we'll look at can we put it on an additional number of times so that it gives you more options. So our aim is to create an environment that gives you guys more choice, but we need to do that within the limits that make it operationally feasible. So where we can, we'll enhance those opportunities.
Okay. And a question that's on the tip of everyone's tongue, I think, is to what extent were students and staff consulted about the change to the trimester model prior to the decision to enact the trimester model from 2019 onwards?
So we really do rely on students as partners. We rely on student feedback. So there was consultation for a whole year with the strategy, and staff were very strongly involved in that, and many students contributed, but I think it may have been mostly the student leadership group. And then what we did, you'll be aware, we had a survey and another survey, and about 5,000 students contributed to that survey. And the contribution was instrumental. Originally, when we were looking at different terms, we had one model of 4 times 8 weeks. We had models used at some other universities in Australia. We had quite a range, but we came down to this model because of the feedback from students and from staff.
And Nick, was there any feedback in particular from business students when reviewing the model?
Yeah, so there was. So there was that quantitative feedback, but there was also a lot of qualitative feedback, and it was great to see that business school students are really forward and putting their views, and that's, you know, we think that's great. So there's clearly a group of students that want to be able to accelerate their programs, and they saw this as an opportunity. The group that I'm really excited about, there's a group of students that want to work on a startup or want to, you know, take advantage of their time at university to see whether they can build a business or develop those skills. So they saw a lot of opportunities in that. So it was really about creating the space and the framework that would allow people to really round out their experience. So that came through really clearly from business school students. So and I think it's those, we want to enable students to do, have a great experience, to pursue other opportunities, but also to go on and do what they want to do. And this is the best model to allow that to happen.
So on a final note, will more information be available about the transition from 2018 to 2019?
So giving you information about what's happens next and how to plan your degrees and make sure it's a really smooth process is really critical for us. So we're working really hard on that now. So from September on this year, you'll be receiving an individual transition plan that will show you how your degree can be structured and how to make sure that you have a really smooth transition.
So that wraps up the final video for the UNSW3 Plus series. This was about quality teaching. So on behalf of the UNSW Business Society, we'd like to say thank you to Nick and Merlin for joining us today to answer some of your questions. If you'd like to submit any further questions, please check the link below in the description box. Thank you.
Thank you.